In this fifth lesson of the step-by-step into soloing for guitar, we're going to be covering a lot of ground here. So let's just dive right in. All right, we're going to start out just really basic, real straightforward. You're going to be on the 5th and 7th fret exclusively, so 1st and 3rd fingers only, first position of the scale. You're going to be on the 2nd string with your 1st finger at the 5th fret. And then we're going to play the 3rd string at the 7th fret with your 3rd finger, and we're just going to jog back and forth between the 7th fret and the 5th fret, back up to the 7th and the 5th fret, all on the 3rd string, and then go to the 4th string of the 7th fret with your 3rd finger. Then you're going to hop over to the 3rd string with your 3rd finger at the 7th fret and play that. And then we're going to jog between the 3rd string on the 5th fret and the 4th string at the 7th fret with 1st and 3rd respectively, back to the 1st finger on the 3rd string of the 5th fret and the 3rd finger on the 4th string of the 7th fret, and then down to the 5th fret on the 4th string. Real easy stuff here. So here's what it'll sound like counting just normal shuffle time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now counting in triplet time, just to make sure your notes are all in the right place, you'll count it like this. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. All right, pause the video. If you need to rewind and go over that again, that's fine. And then just pause the video and practice it. Put it to the metronome. Get yourself really clear on what's going on and your count and the feel, that hesitation. 1 and 2, or 1 and 2 and whichever works best for you to help you get the shuffle feel right. Okay? And then when you're ready to go, after pausing the video to practice this, restart and we'll keep going. Now, for the next bit, we're going to move up into 2nd position. And we're just going to start with the 3rd finger on 9 on the 3rd string. Okay, and then we're going to move to the 2nd string at 8th fret with your 2nd finger. Your 4th finger at 10 on the 2nd string. And then your 2nd finger continues to 8 on the 1st string, and your 4th finger at 10 on the 1st string. Now we're going to go backwards. So back to 8 on the 1st string with the 2nd finger, 10th fret, 2nd string, 4th finger, 2nd finger at 8 on the 2nd string. Now, at the beginning of the next measure, we're going to start with the 1st finger at 7 on the 3rd string. 3rd finger at 9 on the 3rd string, 2nd finger at 8 on the 2nd string, 4th finger at 10 on the 2nd string, 2nd finger at 8 on the 1st string, 4th finger at 10 on the 1st string, and we're going to go backwards a little bit, 8 on the 1st string, 2nd finger, and 10th fret with 4th finger on the 2nd string. Okay, now here's what it's supposed to sound like. First in regular count, then triplet count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Triplet count. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Pause the video, rewind if you want to go over and review it and watch the demonstration again of fingering and position and what it's supposed to sound like. Then pause the video, practice it, get it smooth and flowing, count out loud, get it right. I know there's a lot of repetition in what I'm saying here, but it's important. Okay? So, when you're ready to move forward, restart the video and we'll keep going. Let's have some fun. We're going to punch up into the 4th position now. So I'm going to adjust myself a bit here, and we're going to be at 15. And we're going to bend this note up to 17. Now notice the angle. And there's a reason for that angle. Just like when we were down doing the 1st position, you notice the angle was really extreme. Well, now there's a whole other secondary reason for this, because you'll notice the 2nd note is played by your 4th finger. It's on the same fret. So that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be bending from the D up to the E, and your thumb at around 13, and you need that angle there so there's room for your little finger, for your 4th finger. Now, you do this thing 3 times. You do that 3 times. Okay? And then you let the bend go, but play the 15th fret note on the 2nd string. All of this is on the 2nd string, by the way. So, bend on the 2nd, play the 15th fret with your 4th finger, and it's an upstroke. So downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke. And then 15th fret on the 2nd string with your 3rd finger, 13th fret on the 2nd string with your 1st finger. Okay? So here's what you're working at and how to make it sound. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Okay, I counted that in triplet because you really want to make sure that note is in the right place. Pause the video here and go over this measure. Get it really clear and get it as close as you can to the way it's supposed to sound. Then we'll do the next measure. Okay, the next measure, you ended the 1st measure with your finger here, right, on 13 on the 2nd string. So now we're going to go back up at the beginning of the 2nd measure of this little group here, 3rd finger at 15. And then we're going to play the 13th fret again at the on the 2nd string. And then we're going to transition down from this 4th position to the 3rd position at 10 on the 2nd string with the 1st finger. Then you're going to play with your 4th finger at the 12th fret of the 3rd string, not your 3rd finger, because on the same string you're going to play at the 9th fret on that 3rd string and make a transition from 3rd position to 2nd position, 2 frets down on 7 of the 3rd string with your 1st finger. Then you're going to swing your little finger up to the 10th fret of the 4th string, and then your 1st finger at 7 on the 4th string as well. Okay? So, what that measure will sound like is 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Okay? Pretty clear. If you need to pause, go ahead, practice this measure. A lot of movement going on there. Get that right, and then when you're ready, Press play and keep going. Okay, here's what the whole two measures should sound like. And I'm going to count it in triplet feel. Thumb here, right? 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Okay? So, pause the video, go back and listen to the demonstration I just did, get it clear in your head what it's supposed to sound like, then do your best to imitate it. Put it in time, even at a slow tempo. That is secondary. Tempo is secondary to doing good technique. If you play slow, you can focus on technique and the notes. All right? Then, when you're ready, press play and we'll keep going. All right, one last diagram here. Now we're going to be in second position, but with modified fingering because we're doing a bend. Where normally at the 10th fret you're playing with your 4th finger, because we're doing a bend, you want to use your 3rd finger, tuck your 2nd finger in there, and put your thumb at about 8. All right? And it's a full bend, so you're going to bend from A up to B. Like that. And you're going to do it twice, right? And then do it again, and then let it go, but play at the 10th fret, and we're all on the 2nd string, by the way. And then play the 8th fret, 2nd string, 1st finger, back up to 10 with your 3rd finger, and then the 9th fret with your 2nd finger on the 3rd string. Now, as we had earlier played a lick where we used the 2nd finger for flow and smoothness, so we're doing the same thing here. It's about flow and smooth, right? So, now, you see that swoopy line there? That's called a tie. And you'll notice that the note that you're playing on the end of 3 and the note next to it are both E's, the note that follows. They're both E's. So the tie is between the end of 3 and 4, and it's the same note. So what that means is you play it on the end of 3 and let it ring and carry over through the 4th beat. So you're not just playing this and then playing the E again. You're carrying the note over, letting it ring out. This is the notation to let a note ring. And that's the symbol, that swoopy line. It's called a tie again. You're tying the two notes together because it's the same note. You just don't play the second one. You let it ring out. You add the value to the first note you play of the second note and let it ring out for the value of both. So it's and, for, and, right? All right, so let me play that in time for you. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. You see how I held that note over through the whole of the 4th beat. So you join the two values together and it becomes one value, and you hold the note for all of that. Okay? So if you want to pause the video and just get this first measure together, go ahead, and when you're ready, press play and we'll keep going. All right, the second measure, we're shifting from 2nd position to 1st position. And we're going to start on the 8th fret of the 1st string. Let me get around here. There we go. And then the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then the 2nd string, we are on 8 with the 4th finger. And then the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Then we're going to bend the next note at 7. We're going to bend up from D to E. and then let it go. Play 7 and then 5 on the 3rd string with the 1st finger. Then the 4th string, 3rd finger at 7 and 1st finger at 5 on the 4th string. So how that would play out is 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. So you notice that 3rd beat is a triplet, 3 and a. Okay? Now, if you need to pause, go ahead, play that measure, get it clear, and then restart the video. So here's what both measures are going to sound like. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Okay? If you need to go back and listen to that demonstration, go ahead, pause the video, play through it, get it straight, and when you're ready to continue, we'll keep going. Okay, that's it on this particular lesson. You got some really cool stuff going on here. Make sure you take the time to go through it, particularly the 4th position lick, because we get you going through a lot of stuff there, doing a little bit of different fingering than you're used to, and you'll get it. Trust me, you'll get it. You're doing fine so far. If you've got this far, you're good. Just take your time. We say that a lot. We say that a whole lot. And also count it out, right? And work with the metronome. These are 3 things that are very important. Taking your time, counting it out, and working with the metronome to get things squared away in time where they're supposed to be in relation to the beat, note-wise, right? Okay? And when you're ready to continue, lesson 6 awaits, and we'll see you there. Hi, thanks for watching. Here at Outsmart Your Guitar, we are dedicated to helping you learn, play, and grow into becoming the guitar player you desire to be. So, that subscribe button, press it and subscribe. The notification bell, press that and you'll be notified when new videos are posted. The Patreon button, that'll take you over to Outsmart Your Guitar Patreon, and you can see what we got going on there, and then subscribe and become a patron. If you don't see any of that on the screen, well, down below the video, there's the big red subscribe button on the right, and then in the description, there is a link that'll take you to Patreon, Outsmart Your Guitar, and you can check it out that way. Okay, there you go. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.